Raw is TV-14, SmackDown is TVMA, and NXT is still TV-PG? Well, let's talk about it. So with a recent picture roaming the internet, it shows that if you search WWE on Netflix, it shows that Raw is listed as TV-14, SmackDown is listed as TVMA, and NXT is listed as TV-PG. But what does this really mean? Well, to start things off, Raw is listed as TV-14. This means that the content will be a lot edgier and it won't be suitable for audiences under the age of 14. This means that the content on Raw could lead into more intense violence, intense sexual references, the use of suggestive dialogue, and the use of strong language. This is interesting because Raw, or WWE in general, hasn't been TV-14 since the switch in 2008. In today's landscape, a TV-14 wrestling product would be AEW. With Raw transitioning over to Netflix, this is something that I believe could actually become true. I say this because Raw does not need to rely on their sponsors. They are already on a $5 billion deal with Netflix. So this could potentially lead to WWE having more edgier freedom, specifically when it comes to promo work and the use of violence. This also means that WWE could be using a lot more swear words and a lot more blood. What is interesting, however, is that SmackDown on Netflix is listed as TVMA. With SmackDown being listed as TVMA, it could only mean one thing, and that is someone messed up the rating for SmackDown on Netflix. See, TVMA is content for mature audiences. This means that the content isn't suitable for anyone under the age of 17 or in some cases the age of 18. The content often contains strong coarse language, the use of graphic violence, sexual content, or nudity. Some shows that come to mind with this rating are Breaking Bad, The Sopranos, Game of Thrones, etc. However, when it comes to wrestling, a wrestling show that comes to mind would probably be ECW, One Night Stand, 05, and 06. Well, according to the WWE Network. SmackDown being TVMA is pretty outrageous if you ask me. However, if they do become TVMA, this could lead into more violence, more blood, more swearing, a lot edgier than what we think TV-14 is capable of. Overall, however, with SmackDown being on USA, I don't see them transitioning to TVMA, and instead they will be stuck to TV-PG. This rating does not make any sense, and I see this rating to be a placeholder. This is because on USA, SmackDown is going to be stuck to that PG rating. The PG rating is something that will attract an audience and attract a lot of sponsors. When it comes to attracting viewership to a product, the best case to do so is to attract as many people as possible. What I can relate this to is how Hollywood movies become PG-13. And the reason why they become PG-13 is because it garners a lot of attention for the product. This is because the younger audience and the older audience can enjoy the product with no real barrier in between. And since there are a lot of eyes on the product, this could lead to sponsorships wanting to use their ad time to sell whatever it is they want to sell. I know we want to believe that once the move to Netflix is said and done, we will be getting an edgier product on a week-to-week basis. But if I were to be realistic with the way I see it and how everything pans out, I believe that WWE is gonna stay TV-PG for each Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. Because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We can see that even if Raw, SmackDown, and NXT are TV-PG, it has been the best it has ever been in a long time. The one gripe, however, that I have with the product being TV-PG is the crowd being muted when it comes to more edgier chants like holy shit or you fucked up. I don't know if it's the feed that I am watching, but when it comes to these moments and the crowds are getting muted and it's just silence on the TV, you get taken out of the immersive feel and it really throws you off. See, when it comes to the PG rating, it means that the product can use infrequent or mild language. Usually nothing worse than the word bitch being thrown around. They can use a little bit of sexual content or references, and when it comes to violence, it's usually violence that is more moderate or violence that is more suitable for a younger audience when accompanied by a parent. Do I believe that WWE will be a lot edgier in 2025? Yes, I do believe that they will be, but within the boundaries of PG. See, we don't need bloodshed, extreme violence, or vulgarity on a weekly basis. This is because I believe that it ruins the impact on the product. Instead, the way I believe WWE should use these is by the way they have already been using it. And that's by using the extreme violence, the bloodshed, and the vulgarity as story points when building up a pay-per-view or a PLE for a blood feud or a TV feud. And we were able to see this edgier product, especially when it came to the build to WrestleMania 40 or the CM Punk and Drew McIntyre build to their match at Bad Blood. But overall, my thoughts on the situation is that WWE will more or less stay the same when it comes to the move of Raw to Netflix. The only change that I could see moving forward is that WWE will be muting their crowd a lot less, especially when it comes to the more vulgar chants. But hey, tell me your thoughts about it in the comments down below. Let me know what are you most excited for when WWE does move over to Netflix, and do you think WWE will drop an F-bomb on their debut episode? If you like the video, give me a like, give me a subscribe, and hit that bell icon. Stay safe, and I'll see you later.